There is a version of you that is untouched by chaos, a version of you that does not panic when things fall apart, does not chase validation, and does not lose sleep over things beyond control. That version of you is calm, clear, and powerful. The question is, why haven't you met that version of yourself yet? Because most people are addicted to noise. Noise in their thoughts, noise in their emotions, noise in their lives. From the moment you wake up, your mind is pulled in 100 different directions: messages, expectations, pressure, comparison. And without realizing it, you become a prisoner to all of it. Your mood depends on circumstances. Your peace depends on people. Your mind becomes reactive instead of intentional. But Stoicism offers you an escape. Not an escape from reality, but an escape from unnecessary suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That is not just philosophy. That is a weapon, because the moment you truly understand this, your entire life begins to shift. You stop blaming, you stop reacting, you stop giving your power away, and for the first time, you become dangerous in the most peaceful way possible. Most people think peace comes from having everything go their way. But has that ever really happened? Even when things go right, your mind quickly finds something else to worry about. A new fear, a new insecurity, a new, what if? This is why peace cannot depend on outcomes. It must come from within. A quiet mind is not built when life is easy. It is built when life is uncertain, and you choose calm anyway. Anyone can be calm when everything is perfect. But a Stoic remains calm when everything is falling apart. And that level of control is rare. Your mind is constantly telling you stories. Stories about what people think of you. Stories about your future. Stories about your past mistakes. But here's the truth most people never realize: not every thought deserves your attention. Most of your thoughts are noise. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by events, but by our judgments about them. That means the problem is not what happens. The problem is the meaning you give to what happens. Someone ignores you, you assume disrespect. Something fails, you assume you're not good enough. A delay happens, you assume everything is going wrong. But what if none of those interpretations were true? What if you simply observed without attaching meaning? That is the beginning of mental freedom. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is loud, the rain is heavy, everything around you is chaotic. But instead of fighting it, you become still. You don't resist it, you don't panic. You simply stand grounded. That is what a quiet mind feels like. The storm doesn't stop, but it no longer controls you. One of the most powerful skills you can develop is emotional discipline. Not suppression, not avoidance, discipline. Because emotions are natural, but being controlled by them is optional. Think about how many regrets in your life came from reacting too quickly. Saying something in anger, making a decision out of fear, acting out of insecurity. Now imagine if you had paused. Just a few seconds of awareness could have changed everything. And that pause is where your power lives. Most people are secretly controlled by the need for validation. They want to be liked, accepted, approved, so they adjust themselves constantly. They overthink what to say. They hesitate. They seek reassurance. And slowly, they lose themselves. A quiet mind does not depend on validation. It understands that not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. The moment you detach from validation, you become free. There is also power in letting go of control, letting go of expectations, letting go of the need for everything to go your way. Because life doesn't always make sense. Sometimes things fail, sometimes people leave, sometimes plans fall apart, and when you resist that, you suffer. But when you accept it, you adapt. Acceptance is not weakness, it is clarity. Focus only on what you can control. You cannot control people, you cannot control outcomes, you cannot control the past. But you can control your thoughts. You can control your actions. You can control your attitude. And that is enough. Because when you master those three things, you become unstoppable. Right now, pause. Take a breath. In this moment, nothing is missing. No past mistake exists here. No future worry exists here. Just this moment. But most people are never present. Their mind is always somewhere else. That is why they feel restless, even in silence. But when you train your mind to stay present, everything changes. You don't need more to feel better. You need less noise, less overthinking, less reacting, less emotional chaos. A quiet mind is built by removing what doesn't serve you. And what remains is clarity. But understanding this is only the beginning. Because life will test you. And that's where everything changes. Someone will disrespect you. Someone will underestimate you. Someone will try to provoke you. And in that moment, your mind will want to react, to defend, to argue, to prove something. But here's the truth. Not every insult deserves your energy. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the best way to respond is not to become like the person who offended you. Because when you react emotionally, you lose control. But when you remain calm, you stay powerful. Imagine someone tries to provoke you, and you simply don't react. No anger, no explanation, no need to prove anything. Just silence. That silence protects your peace. And it removes their power. Because people expect reactions. When you don't give them one, you become unpredictable. And powerful. But staying calm takes practice. So here's how you start. When you feel triggered, pause. Take one slow breath. Don't speak immediately. That small moment creates distance between you and your reaction. And in that distance, you regain control. Let's talk about anger. It feels powerful in the moment. But it destroys clarity. Seneca described anger as a temporary madness. And if you think about it, it's true. When you're angry, you're not thinking clearly. You're reacting. A quiet mind doesn't eliminate anger. It controls it. Instead of becoming the emotion, you observe it, and what you can observe, you can manage. Detachment is another key. Not coldness, not indifference, but freedom from outcomes. Because attachment creates frustration. You expect things to go your way, and when they don't, you suffer. But when you detach, you remain steady. You give your best effort. Without needing a specific result. Overthinking is another trap. You replay conversations. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You stress over things that haven't even happened. But overthinking is not solving problems. It's creating them. A quiet mind knows when to think, and when to stop. If something can be solved, take action. If it cannot be controlled, let it go. There is no benefit in staying stuck in between. When things feel overwhelming, change your perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week? In a month? In a year? Most of the time, the answer is no, and that realization brings instant relief. Fear is another illusion that controls people. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, Fear of the unknown. But most fear exists only in your mind. A quiet mind doesn't run from fear. It faces it, calmly. Because even if things go wrong, you will adapt. You always do. Discipline is what makes all of this real. Because a quiet mind is not built once. It is built daily, through small choices, choosing calm over reaction, choosing clarity over chaos, choosing control over impulse. Again and again. You won't always feel like it, but that's the point. Because growth happens when you act despite how you feel. So start small. Pause before reacting. Observe your thoughts. Reflect at the end of the day. These small habits build something powerful over time. A mind that is steady, focused, unshakable. Tomorrow, life will test you. And when it does, remember this: it's not a problem. It's practice. If you're still here, it means you're serious about change. Not just motivation, but transformation. So don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel right now and become part of a community focused on discipline, clarity, and inner peace. Because in a world full of noise, the one who masters silence, masters everything.